Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and I'm reading Invincible Iron Man 2017, issue number 5. Now, what happens here is that we finish out this particular story arc where Riri is fighting the Techno Gnome. She wraps up everything with Pepper and all that good stuff. And the way that it works out is just, she has the armor come over from Stark International, and guess what? She put a virus in it. Pretty much the exact same thing that she wound up doing for the most part in the simulation against Iron Man AI, which we find out is not technically AI. And we get the gist of it, but this is actually Tony Stark himself, but in digital format. So it's kind of like his ghost as opposed to an AI. It is actually Tony Stark, which just, can we be rid of him? Sorry, that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, so there's a very interesting part in here, right about at the conclusion, where the armor for the Technonome is gone, and she picks up an energy sword, and she's ready to come after Riri, and Riri picks up an energy sword, and they're both about to go at it, and Technonome, she goes and says, Tomoko, she says, "Oh, do you know how to use a sword?" And she says, "Do I know how to use a sword?" And she's standing there, and all of a sudden you get a flashback. And Riri's father, her stepfather, walks in with an EP, a rapier. Yeah, actually, it's an EP, and says, "All right, come on, I'm going to teach you how to sword fight." It's like, "What? You know how to sword fight?" He says, "Yes. My father taught me, and his father taught him. Now I'm going to teach you." It's kind of like a Jedi thing. And she just says, "Okay, go away," which is just perfect, which is so perfect. It's hysterical because it shows you're thinking that, it's going to turn out that, oh, she's actually an expert fencer also. And I was literally about to say, okay, you know what? Suspension of disbelief aside, that's too much. It's way too much to just conveniently she happens to be an expert sword fighter. And then when they give that little, aside where it's like, okay, go away. So she never actually learned how to use a sword. And it's kind of like a huge regret that she had a chance to learn and she totally went away, and now she needs to know how to use a sword. It's so perfect. It's hysterical. Brian Michael Bendis, man, just you're the man. You are the man. Like totally unnecessary for the story, but I would just, man, perfect. Okay, so basically it gets wrapped up because as Tamal comes charging in, Pepper Potts shoots one of her little iron fists and hits her in the back of the head, so blah, and then all of a sudden S.H.I.E.L.D. comes in, and here comes Agent 13 down, and she starts talking about, oh, hey, I know all about you. And she starts, the way that you'd kind of think that a secret agent would be, especially somebody who's in charge, they start giving you all sorts of little tidbits of knowledge about you. It's like, oh, thank you for telling me that you're a creeper and that you're a perv and spying on me all the time. Well, anyway, aside from that, she gets offered to join S.H.I.E.L.D. as a trainee and whatnot. And she basically goes, oh, ew, no. So, she makes a comment about how she doesn't like how, yeah, they're all basically a bunch of creepers. And Agent 13 gets a little bit upset by that. And she's like, okay, so basically you're saying that you're my enemy? Would you rather join Hydra? And Riri she keeps it 100 and she says straight, just because I'm not interested in joining you and I do not approve of your methods of doing things does not automatically make me your enemy. Like, isn't that an extremist mentality? Now, I'm not saying this stuff word for word, but yeah, read it and you'll love it. It's just so spot on. And I love the idea that there's Agent 13 just kind of looking like, so anyway, so everything kind of gets resolved. Pepper and Riri promise to keep in touch with each other, and they go about their own business. And this issue wraps up with Tony Stark talking to the Friday AI in person and suggests that there's got to be some kind of an algorithm or some kind of way to protect the good people from the bad people. So it's almost like digital Tony is becoming like an Ultron. Interesting. And we do know that he is going to have something to do with the Secret Empire, fighting against Captain America and the Horde of Hydra. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give this comic an A-. I loved it. It was good. It was a pretty good wrap-up, all things considered, and I can't wait to see what's coming up next for my girl Riri. All right, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.